So to me, those are two very realistic 12-month goals. All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk to you about a company called BEEM Global, stock ticker BEEM. These guys are an off-the-grid EV charging station. So for those of you who are new to the channel, we cover the small cap EV stocks a lot on this channel. We cover small cap growth stocks, and we also spend a lot of time on the Bitcoin miners. So if any of that content is of interest to you, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, if you enjoy this video, please do us a big favor and smash the like button. And also feel free to leave a comment down below. I read all the comments and I respond to many of them. A little bit about myself. I have a background in accounting. I was a CPA. I've been trading stocks on a retail basis for the last couple of decades, so I'm just hoping to share some of my experiences with you guys, and maybe we can all make some money along the way. So let's take a quick look at who BEEM is and what they do. I have done several videos on BEEM in the past, so if you want a much deeper dive, you can check out one of my other videos, but on this one, I'm just going to kind of give you the highlights. This is their website, world's fastest EV charging deployment. So what they tout is an off-the-grid EV charging machine, and I want to make it clear, this is not in competition with companies like ChargePoint or Blink. Companies like that are creating the on-the-grid mass infrastructure for EV charging. BEEM is doing something a little bit different. They are off the grid, and so they are meant to supplement that infrastructure. So you'll see they say no permitting, no construction, no electric work, zero utility bills. This is a solar panel powered electric vehicle charging station. And these fit in one parking spot in your parking lot. So they're not necessarily for home use, but they are for any businesses or government facilities where people have to come and park all day. They can park, get a full charge, and it's 100% off the grid, and it's all free. So this is a chart they'd like to show. If you were to install traditional EV charging station on the grid in New York, that would take you about 24 months, and that includes permitting and construction. In California, about 18 months. If you want to install the EV ARC, they say 4 minutes. Basically, they deliver it, park it, and you're done. So that's the quick summary of who they are. I want to talk about a press release they just put out. So before I get into the press release, let me just say that BEEM is down massively on the year. From its 52-week high to its 52-week low was something on the order of at least 85% down. I think they're still down about 80% off of their 52-week highs. We will take a look at the chart later and talk about some price points and look at exactly what's happened. But this is a dramatically beaten down stock. The other thing about this stock is it is massively shorted. It's one of the most shorted stocks in the stock market. I do think this will cause a situation at some point sooner than later because this is a good company. It's a healthy company. They probably have a 5 or 6 year cash runway, so they're not going out of business. So the fact that they're 30 or 35% shorted, and in addition to that, they only have 8 million shares outstanding. So I am not playing this as a short squeeze, but I do want to let everybody know there is a situation brewing. With only 8 million shares outstanding, it is going to be very hard to keep this company shorted. If it gets any momentum at all, I think the shorts are going to get punished severely. And most of this downward pressure, most of this 85% down has nothing to do with their operations or their performance. It's really just been a combination of the fact that these small cap high growth stocks have gotten beat up this year and the small cap EV stocks in particular, and then add to that the fact that for whatever reason the shorts jumped into this one in a big way. It's my opinion that there's going to be a massive reversal in this stock, and I actually think it started yesterday. I did a video a week ago, stocks on my watch list that hit their 52-week low, and I talked about BEEM, and I talked about the fact that I think it was getting ready to explode. It's still down about 80% off of its 52-week high. So we'll look at the chart in more detail, but again, I think there's lots of upside left to come. I like this one as a risk-reward trade. Again, none of this is financial advice. You guys have to do your own due diligence. I just want to walk you through what BEEM is doing, and I think this should be on everybody's watch list. Let's get to their press release that they put out today. BEEM Global announces record deliveries in 2021 and record combined starting backlog and pipeline for 2022 growth momentum. So these are all key. They continue to grow at a rapid pace, and they have established backlog and pipeline to take them through the next several years, and they continue to add to that. They've gotten some big customers. The Marine Corps ordered 21 units in October, so that was a giant addition for them. And now they're starting to get non-governmental agencies as well involved in this. And really, any large employer who has even a small campus, it's going to make a lot of sense for them to have this off-the-grid solution in their parking lot. Okay, so they say Beam today announced that 2021 EV ARC system shipments increased 62% over the prior year, and that the company started the new year, 2022, with higher combined backlog and pipeline than in any previous year in the history of Beam. 62% growth in system deliveries year over year. So that is massive growth. This is a small cap company. It's only just a little over $100 million. So very small cap company. Huge amount of upside room to grow. 66% growth in Q4 2021 system deliveries over Q3 2021 deliveries. So this is quarter over quarter. So Q4 was an excellent quarter for them. One of the big goals for 2022 and beyond is to increase their gross profit margin, and the more of these they produce, the more efficient they can get. So they're heading in that direction. This company has on their balance sheet $23 million in cash. They only have $2 million in debt, so that's net $21 million in cash. And their burn rate is around $5 million. This says $6 million in the trailing 12 months. Their burn rate is $5 or $6 million a year, and that is going to go down over time. So they have a massive cash runway. So along with a big cash runway, you can see a year ago in 2020, they had about $6.2 million in sales. This year, that's up to about $8.8 million in sales. And next year, they're projecting that to go to $20 million in sales. So that's a 41% year over year in the year 2021, and they're expecting 129%, almost 130% growth in 2022. So you can see this is a very high growth company. And this is what I'm saying. If they start to hit these targets, I think that this 30 to 35% short position is going to be in big trouble. Because one of the things that shorts hope to do is just outlast a company. And you can see this company isn't going anywhere. With the amount of cash that they have, they're here to stay. So if we just take a quick look at where they're trading at right now, they're trading at $13.61. They're up 3.26% today, but that is following a day that they were up 19.7%. So almost 20% yesterday, and they're up another 3% today. Even after all of that, they're still left at only $121.8 million market cap. So this is still a very small company with massive room to grow. They could 10x and still only be a $1.2 billion company. Okay, so let's just take a look at this on the 1 hour chart. So you can see right here, this was yesterday's activity. So they had pretty much hit their 52-week low on Friday, January 28th. They were somewhere around $10.42, it looks like, was their low of the day on Friday, and I believe that was their 52-week low. So you can see Monday, they went from $10 and change to $13 and change. So that was a massive up day yesterday. They're continuing that momentum today. So oftentimes after a 20% move up, you see a big pullback, but that is not the case in this. Today's candles are green. They're up 3% on the day today. Having said that, all of that still leaves them, they're down 46.5%, almost 50%. That's just from their December high, which is actually one of their lowest points on the year. When we zoom out, you're going to see this green line was basically support for them all year long. So they just recently went under this. They have almost a 50% increase just to get back to that line of support. I'm going to zoom out a little bit and take a look at what that looks like. This is the daily chart. So each one of these candles represents one day. So you can see that point that I was getting to, which represented almost a 50% increase in their stock, is just to get to this green line. This line at $25 was extremely strong support. They broke below this line in December. They went into a free fall, but in my opinion, this stock is now massively, massively oversold. So even with the nice bump yesterday and a little bit of upward momentum today, for most of the year, this thing's trading range was between $25 and $40. And to be even more specific, for about 4 months, it traded between $25 and $31. So to me, those are two pretty natural price targets for this company, because really, they've had no bad news for any of this period of time. And you can see for the last 12 months, since January of last year when they were at $75. Now, I will say, you'll oftentimes see me do this. I will say that this activity here probably represented an overbought position. And I think this is where people started to short and it took on a life of its own. But so I'm not looking to get back to these numbers. $75 is not a price target I'm looking at. I'm going all the way down to $40. I'm already giving this stock a huge discount down to fair value, from $75 down to $40. So that's about a 45% discount to begin with. And then if we take it down to this yellow line at $31, that's about a 58% discount. So all I'm looking to see is, can this stock get back to these points, which represented points at which they were already down 58% over a few months. So if they can just get back from where they are trading right now just to this line of support at $25, which again, this line held all year in 2021 with the exception of these few days. So you can see it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. It tested this many times and this held. So this was a very strong line of support. So that would be an 84% increase in the price of BEEM if it were able to get back to this line. If it were able to get back to the top of this very small trading range, you'll see I'm just looking at this trading range right here between this green line and this yellow line. That would represent a 122% increase in the price of their stock from where it is right now. So to me, those are two very realistic 12-month goals. Again, somewhere in the middle, there is the potential for a short squeeze, but I usually don't buy based on hoping that a short squeeze is going to occur. I do think short positions will start to leave this because, in my opinion, this stock is way oversold, and I believe it's going to have a very healthy 2022. So again, if it could get up to just this bottom yellow line, that would be a 122% increase in the price of their stock, so more than a double. And just to put it in perspective, getting to that point is still almost 60% down from its 52-week high. So these are not pie in the sky numbers. This is just to get back to where it was 2 or 3 months ago. And really, again, there's been no bad news. There's actually been nothing but good news for this company. You guys got to do your own due diligence. This is not financial advice, but I do think this is one everybody should add to their watch list and pay attention. And when you get a chance, do your homework. And see if this is something that you're interested in buying. I do hold this position. So that's all I got for you today on BEEM. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.